Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Two topics for this video. The first one, Canada could not face or oppose the United States of America in any way. I know my Canadian friends would not like these statements to be true, but unfortunately, reality proves otherwise. I'm not celebrating this, I'm just reporting. And that is, Canada backed off from its, according to Trump, attack on our country. I made a video, I think 2 days ago, in which Donald Trump claimed that Canada attacked the United States of America, imposing a service tax. And Trump said, you know what, I'm stopping all negotiations with Canada. Canada changed its mind. That's the first topic. Now, the second topic, it seems like Trump and Elon Musk are back in business. Friends, but friends from an, I would say, more equal position. I will explain what do I mean by that. So Trump calls Elon Musk a wonderful guy. Let's start with the first topic, and that is, coming from Reuters, Canada rescinds Digital Service Tax to advance stalled trade talks with the USA. So this is the video I made, I think 2 days ago. And right here, Canada attacked US, so Trump cuts off talks. Why did I say Canada attacked US? Because Trump said right here, US's northern region citing blatant attack on our country. This is according to Donald Trump. Canada attacked the United States. So why? What happened? So Canada scrapped its digital service tax targeting US technology firms just hours before it was due to take effect on Monday, today, in a bid to advance stalled trade negotiations with the US. That means they caved in. This is the translation. Canadian Prime Minister, the socialist Mark Carney, and the US President Donald Trump will resume trade negotiations in order to agree on a deal by July 21st, Canada's Finance Ministry said in a statement late on Sunday. And I'm quoting, "Thank you, Canada, for removing your digital service tax, which was intended to stifle American innovation and would have been a deal breaker for any trade deal with America." U.S. Commerce Secretary, the Jewish Howard Lutnick, responded in a post. Did I say anything wrong? Did I say a lie? No. That's the guy, Howard Lutnick. Is he proud? Yeah, he is proud. So, what do we have here? When I first came to United States of America, I befriended a very intelligent person, and that intelligent person told me at that time, many years back, when America sneezes, Europe catches a cold. And at that time, I thought that that statement was arrogant because, I said Europeans and so on. But with time, paying attention from the other side of the Atlantic, I realized that that's exactly the case. Those guys are not near close to the influence and power of the United States and control of the United States of America, let alone Canada. So, unfortunately, I'm not saying this to hurt anybody's feelings, but I knew that Canada will not, the guys in charge of you guys in Canada, will not get in a war with the guys in charge of us here in the United States of America. For obvious reasons. These guys here are much stronger, and those guys there depend more on these guys than these guys depend on those guys. The same thing with United States of America, China relations. You can't impose on China. You depend on them too much. Too much. And if you go to a war, I'm talking about economic tariff war with China, you will lose. And I tell you why. I don't want to hurt the Americans' feelings, but the Americans, the stock of the American citizens is not the same as it was, 50, 60 years ago. If the same stock of people would be right now, yeah, I would say the Americans could go in a war, economic war with China. Why? They could withstand pain longer. They will tolerate pain. That is not having things for a longer period of time than these guys nowadays. That's a fact. The Chinese, they die before they say, okay, let's cease for peace. They are having a bigger tolerance to pain than these guys here. That's my assessment, good or bad. Ask the older people and they will tell you how pussified these guys are nowadays. That's why you can't impose anything on China. You will lose. You depend too much on them, and then you don't have the same as you used to. In this case, the same with Canada. Canada depends too much on it, and it showed. It lost. Maybe if they agree to become the 51st state of this great nation, then yeah, they will have it better. But if you do that, can you imagine how many foreigners you will get straight in your country just like that? You want them? You can keep them. All right, let's go to the next topic. And the next topic is about Elon Musk and Trump. Sputnik. Musk calls Trump's one big beautiful bill political suicide for Republicans. So again, this is what he says. Polls show that this bill is political suicide for Republican Party, Musk said on X. This was what happened with the one big beautiful bill when Elon Musk criticized it and he says it's idiotic. These are not his exact words, but he said, no, that's not good. And then Trump, remember, they parted and I think they pretended a little spat between them, because right now, today on the 30th of June, Musk, quote unquote, a wonderful guy. The US president still said that the tech billionaire's attacks on him and his big beautiful bill were not appropriate. Donald Trump has called Elon Musk a wonderful guy despite the Tesla and SpaceX CEO's renewed criticism of the US president's so-called big beautiful budget bill, which includes a $5 trillion debt ceiling increase. Yeah, we're doing great economically, it seems like. Musk again lashed out at the legislation on Saturday, writing on X that this was utterly insane and predicted that it would hurl the US into debt, slavery, and destroy millions of jobs. However, his warnings did not prevent the Senate from narrowly voting to move forward on Trump's bill a few hours later. So, awards erupted, boo, he's a smart guy, and he actually went on campaign for me, and he's that, blah, 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 blah. So, first, I knew from the very beginning, from my baboonish assessment of these two men, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, that these two guys cannot stay in the same room and make a decision together. One of them must make a decision and tell the other one what decision he made. Okay? They cannot discuss and say, we Musk and Trump together, we agreed on this one. We thought, it's not. The way they are shaped by life, by character, they cannot. They cannot. That's why for Donald Trump, you like him or not, is very hard, coming from an environment of dictatorship, my company, get the fuck out, all right, to a democratic kind of negotiating way of dealing. Yeah, he had to negotiate in his dealings with people in New York and not only, around the world. But in his company, he is the dictator. He is the tyrant. So is Elon Musk. He doesn't have to agree. He's listening to you and he makes a decision. There's no two of us, it's one. So when these guys got together, I knew that they cannot stay. They have big egos. Both of them think are the genius of this planet, and that's it. And I'm not denying they are very much successful people. They are fantastic, successful people. I don't deny that. My point was that I knew that the brotherhood of love will dissipate the moment when someone is gonna try to pretend that's the two of us instead of being only one. So in this case, yes, he's gonna call Musk this and that, and then Trump threatened Musk, saying, if you support any candidates against the Republicans, I'm gonna pick you up. He can. Why? Trump, you like it or not, he is in the swamp, and he has the authority to unleash a lot of governmental legal procedures against the proceedings against Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a sitting duck compared with Donald Trump or others in the government. You don't fight the government. The House always wins. The government always wins. You're not going to win. I mean, you think you win here and there, but if they let you win, Musk, as I said many times before, I foresee Musk, if he keeps talking, and I hope he keeps talking, being stripped of his assets, fired from his jobs by other people. You know what fires means? I don't know, some Guantanamo Bay kind of firing, unless he's going to just parachute himself to Moscow without the money, unless he transfers them somehow beforehand, what he's got. So remember, he's worth certain things because he owns certain things. But if someone comes and say you don't own this piece of paper is gone, that's not yours anymore. That's why Trump doesn't have a lot of cash at hand. I mean, compared with us, he probably has, right? But he has property, he has things, and you own them legally through a signature, agreed upon by the system. If the system tomorrow decides that Musk property and ownership of something will be stripped away, nationalized, that's not his anymore. He's out. So Musk has to be very careful for his own personal protection, because these guys are the government. And the government is, you know how the government is. So thank you very much for being with me again today. They are back, but they're not back. Because right now it was a resetting of, I don't want to be your second or your mini me. And the other guy says, I don't want to be your little batch here. And we can't stand together. You have to accept that I'm in charge. This is Trump. And Trump is in charge. He is in charge. And he could be in charge of Musk if he really wants. I'm not talking about Trump himself, the office, the big forces that are behind the US government, the system. Musk is allowed to be around. This is the word, allowed, as Zuckerberg is and many others. These are allowed to be. But the problem is Zuckerberg is part of the deal, of the system. Supposedly he's private, but Elon Musk is not as of now. We'll see. He has to be careful, I guess. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.